Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to the new Football Manager 2021 trailer with 4 features for the new game presented by Spencer Owen. Just a quick video really for you, just showing my first thoughts and feelings about the game that will be coming out in a few weeks time. Without further ado, let's get straight into this and have a look at the video.
Alright mate, how you doing? My name's Spencer Owen and welcome to Football Manager 2021. I've been given the great pleasure of giving you guys a quick overview of some of the new features on FM21, which I know, just like me, a lot of you have been waiting for. A few weeks ago, Sports Interactive officially announced this year's game, including the news that this series is coming to new platforms and stores this year, including Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and...
Quick thought, is there anyone who's played Football Manager on PC before looking to switch to Xbox? I'm just interested really, so let me know down in the comments what you think. Are you going to switch? Are you going to keep it on PC? Are you someone who's played Xbox for a while, never played Football Manager, and are thinking of buying it and have stumbled across this video? Let me know down below.
And the Epic Games Store. They then follow this with a short features teaser, and today I get to pull back the curtain a little bit further. Like every year, there's loads of new additions and fine-tuning under the surface, but for this video specifically, I'm going to focus on 4 key areas that have been significantly upgraded. Last year, there was particular emphasis on long-term planning and development, but this year the focus is all on you, the manager. Okay? From small-time conversations to big-time cup finals, the focus is on you. I'm already...
See, I think this bit's interesting, because the one thing I say about Football Manager is eventually it just get a bit, you can fall into the trap of just delegating everything and not really feeling like you're having control. I think it can happen quite a lot, especially with some of the features, and hopefully these upgrades will mean that that doesn't happen this year. But I think this is exciting because at the end of the day, you are the manager, you want to feel like you're in control. The best thing about Football Manager is when you, like, say, I don't know, get a non-league team to the Premier League, or you build something, whatever team it is. It's a great feeling when you finally win something, and I think when you are getting a bit more into the game, you're getting a bit more into some of these new features, it just gives that more sense of achievement when you actually do achieve something.
Thinking about who I'm going to do my first save with. But in the meantime, let's get under the hood of Football Manager 2021. First key area is interactions. Okay, communication in FM21 now has far more purpose. What you say and how you say it has been completely changed. Not only have press conferences and conversation systems been completely
Now this is interesting. Now you may have noticed before that they've got kind of the players set out like it's a dressing room, but I want to focus on this because of course we've got up the top, throw water bottle, point finger, hands in pockets, outstretched arms. I think these are great. Again, it just gives you that little bit more depth to the game, and more like you can kind of... I feel like sometimes you can't really express your feelings on this game, like if you've lost, or just saying, I'm really not happy with this result over and over again, doesn't express how annoyed you may feel. And everyone who plays this game will know the Football Manager can be great, but it can also be like so stressful, make you so angry. So I think having things like this will be able to express yourself in the game a little bit better. But this, for me, the statements we've got, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe these are the same statements that we've had before. Maybe they'll change them when the game releases, maybe it's something they'll do down the line, I don't know. So this is a mix for me, because the top bits are great, but I don't think it's enough really. I'm not saying Football Manager in any way, the fact that they've got the game out this year is insane, but there's just something I'm not sure about with this. Maybe they will tweak it, maybe we'll get something a bit new, but of course things like this, repeating them over and over again, I know a lot of people skip this kind of thing. I do use them now and again. I don't use them like as much as I probably would have before, but it's interesting that they're having a bit of an overhaul, and hopefully they can freshen it up a little bit more.
Redesigned, but so is the way you speak. This is now far more human and more real than ever before. The team at Sports Interactive...
So press conferences, again, a similar thing. I'm really happy with the being able to express yourself a bit more, smile warmly. When you're annoyed, you can be properly angry. But again, hopefully we can get just a few fresher things to say, even if it's just tweaking things or a different way to do that. And hopefully further down the line, I know Football Manager are announcing more features. we'll get to see more of that, and hopefully when we get the game, it will be a little bit different.
I've also introduced quick chats that represent short, informal conversations, which is kind of like grabbing a player just for a 1 or 2 minute conversation on a particular topic.
Again, I love this. I think this is something that, now as far as I'm aware, I don't recognise any of these. I don't always use the player interaction as much as I probably some other people do, so I might not be familiar with these, but these look new to me. I think this is great, just a little bit more in depth to the game, really, a little bit more involved in things. Again, most of it is similar. I know conduct you've been able to commend in the past, training as well, but I do think that there's things, for me, just tweaking things, making it a bit more fresher, tweaking words is a lot better. And I think this is stuff that if it's tweaked properly, and maybe it might take a few years, but if it's tweaked properly, we can get some really good things out of this, and we can feel much more involved as manager of our club.
They also cover remote conversations with people who aren't at the club, so like players who are out on loan, opposition managers, journalists, for example. Gestures are a replacement for the tone system that's been in FM for years. They allow you to be far more expressive with options for every situation you find yourself in, from meetings with your squad to your weekly press conference. For a bit more context, if you're greeting a new signing, you'll maybe welcome him with a wide-armed greeting. But if you're unhappy with a question from the media, you may choose to be folding your arms. You can use gestures to influence people on what you're saying, but they will also shape your personality and how your players and the media view you.
Now, I think this thing about how the players and the media view you is much better, because I know before, I'm very OCD, so I always like to do press conferences because I didn't like the media saying doesn't do interviews or whatever, doesn't like to speak to on your profile page it would say like doesn't like to speak to media. So I think having a bit more of an emphasis on actually, okay, this person, you know, of who you are, you can build your own character in this world. Having the players and the media react more to how you say things gives me more reason to do them. Press conferences, I know a lot of people skip. Now I'd like to do them because I want the game world to see me a certain way, and I think this is a very little feature but does a lot in this game this year.
The next key area is match day, and every fixture now feels like a proper spectacle. A new build-up and post-match experience bring you closer to the action than ever before. Pre-game, it's all about utilising your backroom staff who are there for you with all the info and advice you need to dominate straight from kickoff. Tactical insight, team sheets and...
Now I love this. This little thing here is very, very little, but having a team sheet I love. I think that's such a different... Add something different to it. Add something a little bit more like you're there, like, you know, this is a team sheet. I've given you your scene who the other team are playing. I love that we've kind of got away from the inbox a little bit. We've got the socials that I know have very mixed reactions but are here. We've got a very much easier way for to see what our staff are saying and sort out instructions and little tweaks. I love this screen, and I think this can just be, it adds a little bit more of realism, but because you can see what the fans are saying, and it just gets you into that game a little bit more, that match day feeling. For me, as a fan, this is the kind of thing I'd be doing before a match. I'd sit at my ground, Birmingham City, I'd be on Twitter, I'd look at the team sheet, and now as a manager, you can kind of see the other side of it, and I think this is just a very little thing, but a lovely, nice thing to add in from Football Manager.
And opposition reports contain both existing and brand new data analysis to give you the ability to fine-tune your tactics ahead of kickoff. The match UI itself has been completely remodeled and modernised. Your screen is now dominated by the action, giving you the full view of the game, allowing you to appreciate a host of graphical improvements, including improved player models, an improved animation system, and improved lighting. Sports Interactive will be...
So I like this. I like that it looks like it's customisable. We can't see the commentary on this screen's bottom. It looks like you can have it on and off. I like that it's a lot more looking at the pitch. You can see different things. The little things like just the Bundesliga here, of course, is licensed, and it's a little bit more personalised kind of scoreline to it, a little bit more like a game. These little things, I think, that for a lot of people are little things, but they just add something different to the game this year. It just freshens it up a lot more. One thing I said about Football Manager 2020, it was a great game. It was a good game. I really enjoyed it. I don't think it was a bad game at all. So Football Manager 2021 doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be 100 miles better yet. That's something that will go in a few years as football manage to go strength for strength, which I think it will. Things like this are lovely.
Releasing plenty more feature details prior to early access, which is normally available roughly 2 weeks prior to the game's official release date. Details on getting early access are available in the description. Match day does not end at the full-time whistle. A post-match summary gives you the complete story of the game.
Again, I feel like it just gets you in there. Again, you can see things that have happened. You can see how the table affects you, what people are saying. It just gives a different edge to the match day for me. It feels like a match day. You've got your things like, I'm the one that likes to look at the news, likes to look at the social media, because it just makes me feel like I am a manager. That's what I want to do, Part of Football Manager I think is good is actually going, I can't believe that, Arne Butchwald has said something negative if it is negative, and things like that. I think having them here straight while you're still in the ground in this scenario is a great feature again.
Including reaction from the press and social media, as well as a suite of statistical information, including Sports Interactive's own expected goals system, which makes an exciting debut in conjunction with the team at Sci Sports. You'll now be able to see just how clinical your players were, or weren't, in front of goal. A real favourite area of the game, sir.
That's interesting for me. I don't fully understand it yet. Feel free to explain it to me properly down in the comments. It's an interesting one. I think it's good in a way because you can set, like in that scenario, you were meant to score that many goals against the under-21s or the record 11. So I think that's good. For me, I'm not sure how much more depth it's going to give me. It's an interesting, I don't know how much more overall it gives us, but we'll see.
Certainly one of mine is, of course, squad building. And that's another key area that Sports Interactive have expanded this season, bringing you closer to the scouting and data team to help you secure your top targets. To do this, FM21 introduces a new staff role, new meetings, and new interactions, all within a fresh and true-to-life transfer landscape. You can now power your scouting and set your transfer intentions with brand new recruitment meetings. Before the start of every window, you're invited to a meeting with your club's top decision.
This is the big one for me. This has got to be one of their main features, really, because recruitment, it's always the best, isn't it? The best thing about this is building a team in your image, a team that you like. The fact that you can make it just a little bit easier to recruit. I do find some of it is just you go in with. I mean, I'm quite laid out in my transfer window, so I'm very much spreadsheets. I'm very much this, that. We'll go on to this. So I often have things done by a certain point. So I think having like an easier way to find players. I spend hours on transfer windows, and I think having this where you can talk to manager, director of football, assistant manager, chief scout. Hopefully, it's just a way of getting as many players, but a little bit less work, a little bit kind of different range of players. I like that sometimes you can, I will always go for a certain type of player from a certain place, whereas these might give me that kind of player, but someone I don't know, and it's nice having different players. So I think this is definitely a massive improvement, and hopefully it can really bring transfers to life again a little bit.
Makers. Here you'll take advice from staff on positions you need to strengthen while also giving your own thoughts and setting new assignments for your scouts. These meetings prompt you to continuously think about your next move and your long-term strategy. Whether you need players immediately or looking at the long term, you'll get help and advice from your backroom staff. But of course, you're the manager, so you can choose to go with that advice or take a different path. Final area of...
I think that's good, the advice bit. It just adds that realism. That's what managers would get. I think it's less of you finding your own players, having to comb through, for me, I like the system of going through all of the countries and spending hours. Now it just gives you a few different options and a few different players you might not necessarily think of or see.
Focus for now is going to be the end of season experience. FM21 is going to let you relive the highs and lows of your success like never before. Success doesn't just mean winning trophies, of course. It could be narrowly avoiding relegation or achieving promotion via the playoffs. Not only will these celebrations look better on the pitch with improved...
Now for me this is great. It is better. Again, the one thing I'll say, and I'll sum it up a little bit at the end, but these are little things that they're not world changing, but they do add some more realism, and little things like this for me, I'd rather than put lots of little things like in this like this than do focus on one big thing, and then a lot of things like this that needed changing anyway are left.
Improved title presentations, we're talking trophy lifts, we're talking podiums, we're talking confetti cannons, people. But post-match, there'll be more media attention
Love the
and hype
confetti.
too. At the end of each campaign, you'll also get a brand new season review presentation, which will take you through your highlights on and off the pitch. Listen, you've worked hard for your success, so you should enjoy it.
This
No
is
matter
just a
how
V-skins,
big
isn't it,
or
really,
small,
this?
put your feet
Still
up
good,
and
though.
revel in your achievements. This video is going to kickstart a long series of features drops across the FM socials. So if you want a more detailed look at some of the areas I've covered today and to learn much more about FM21, then check out @FootballManager on Twitter this coming Monday, October 19th. Personally, I'm particularly looking forward to finding out about the...
So I'll also release a video on the Monday when this comes out, reviewing that video as well and going a little bit more into detail.
New ways that you can interact with agents. So that's it for now. Just some of the headline areas of Football Manager 2021. I, for one, cannot wait to get my hands on a new game. I'm sure you guys are feeling the same.
So there we are, a reminder that it's out November 24th, and of course, with some deals, when you buy the game from some people, you get the beta as well. So there we are. There's the end of the first headline features video that we've got from Football Manager. My reaction to it. I hope you've enjoyed it. My overall thoughts. I feel much better about it than I did when I saw the 1 minute teaser last week. I feel a little bit more positive. I'm happy with the little features. I still don't think it's anything world changing, as I mentioned before, but I think we're getting there. It sounds like they've got a few more videos to come out, and it certainly will be a different game and a better game, I think. But as I said, I don't think it's anything that's going to be completely insane, really. However, again, considering everything that's happened in the world, managing to get the game out on time pretty much 2 weeks later, get out at all is an insane achievement from SI. So, it's exciting. Football Manager 2021 is just around the corner. I can proudly announce that I will be doing Spurs as my beta save, starting when the game comes out. As soon as it's out, Spurs will be done and it'll be out. I'm going for daily. Again, as I said, I will be releasing video for every Football Manager video, every Football Manager feature video they put out. I'll do a reaction very similar to this. So hit that subscribe button down below and turn the bell on if you want to see. To make sure that you do not miss those videos, hit that like button if you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll be seeing you again soon. Thank you.